What is going on? Another unboxing video. If you haven't watched these before, I buy and resell camera lenses and camera equipment, and I buy these lots online and I resell them mostly on eBay. Just get them wherever I can, any auction site. And today I've got 3 big boxes because I've been on vacation in Myrtle Beach. The sunrises were incredible there. Had a great time. Here's a couple of shots there with my Pentax KF. But I just do these kind of mystery unboxings. These lots I buy are, I generally try to get the lenses where they're around $10 each, and they're big lots. So I bought several. This is several different lots I bought, and we'll just go through them and see what's in there, and I'll talk a little bit about them. I don't care what the lens mount is or anything like that. I've been doing this for a few years now, and so I know all my mounts and stuff like that. So let's see what we got. Sometimes they're a little bit more fly on my head. I'm decided to do this outside since it's such a beautiful day here in East Tennessee, but let's see what we got here. Yeah, depending who I get them from, some of them are packed up really good and some of them are not, but this was packed up fairly well. First off, we got an old Tamron here. This is a Daptol 2 lens, and you can see there it says Nikon AI. So this one it's a Daptol, so it comes, you can see this little silver thing that you could take this off, and it has them for all different mounts. So this is an old Tamron, manual focus, of course, 75 to 200. 3.8 to f4, and I always want to kind of check everything out while I'm unboxing it, and then I'll check it again before I list it. Aperture is working, and hold it up to the sky, look through the lens, make sure there's no haze or fungus. This one is good. Some of these I adapt and some of them I don't. I'll probably just sell this one the way it is, maybe find a cap for it and whatnot, but this is around $35–40 for this particular lens, so that's a pretty good one right off the bat. And I will find some stinkers in here. That's why I only try to get this stuff for around $10. You can see here OM. This is an Olympus OM mount. Pull that cap off here and see what we got. This is a nice lens. Sometimes the aperture is frozen up on this. This is a 7210 Vivitar f3.5, so 3.5 throughout the focal range. So, and like I said, this one's working. Cool. Yeah, now so this is a little less desirable lens, so it will sit around for a while, but it is working and it is clear, so that's a nice find right there. I'll probably put around $30 to $35 if I sold this separately. I might adapt it, I don't know. So we're doing fairly well off the bat. I'm sure I'll find some stickers. Like I said, this one's got a big mark in it there. So let's see if it actually, yeah, it's still, focus ring still goes. And it's M, so this is Minolta MD mount. So you can see that right there, that tells you it's a Minolta MD mount. It is clear. It's got a ding on the side, and it is a 28 to 70. I will definitely adapt this one and just make sure when I list it, I'll just say there's a little ding on the side that does not affect anything. By itself, it would probably sell for around $20, but I'll put a little adapter on it. I could probably sell it for a $10 adapter, and I could probably sell it for 40, 50, or not 40, but around $40, $45 probably. What we got here is a Hoya, and yes, Hoya did make lenses. You probably know them for their filters, but they did make some lenses, and this one's our first one. It's, oh no, we're getting it. The aperture ring here is a little not wanting to go down in there. There we go. We got it going down to f4. But this is a 80 to 200 f4 throughout the focal range, and it's another MD, as you can see there by the notch. But nice lens. I'll make sure in the listing say that the that the aperture ring is a little stubborn to move, but about $25–30 on that. We got an autofocus lens. This is for SA. Pentax, looks like Pentax, but it says SA, so that would mean Sigma. But I can test it out on my, make sure it mounts up on my Pentax, but I think SA KP. So it's like it might fit on both. I don't know. We'll test it out and see. But AF lens. This is a Sigma 70–300. Ooh, something flies bite me. This is like a $30–35 lens if everything's functioning correctly. So you can see here, most of the, if I'm buying these at $10 a piece, and then they sell for anywhere from $20 to $40, I'm making a decent amount of profit, and that's why I do this for a living. And it's a lot of fun going through these big, large things, and plus I get to test them out. I mean, I do this photography myself, so it's a lot of fun. It's a blast, and occasionally I'll find something really cool here, something rare or something like that. I like it when they wrap it like this instead. They've got plenty of wrapping, but when they do, for these videos at least, when they do them individually, it takes a ton of time to actually get them out of the wrapping. All right, let's see what else we got here. I might just do one of these boxes, I don't know. But we got another OM. OM, you can tell by these little side things right here. So Olympus, and looks clear. And then sometimes you have to, stop it down to, F32 on this one, and just make sure that that one's a little slow to react. A little slow to react. You can stop it down, see if there's oil. Yeah, aperture's kind of iffy on that one, but overall 80–200 f4.5. It's $25 on that one. That one's not all that great, but at least it's semi working. We got a 75–205 f3.8 with a Canon FD mount here. I usually take this one's a little harder to see if the aperture is working. I usually take a ×2 teleconverter. We got some bumblebee action going on out here, and that way you could check it out a little bit better. Let me see if it's clear. Yeah, okay, so this one, if the aperture is working, there's something in there. Can you see that? There's like a dead bug on the inside of the lens. Where is that? Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that, but there's a bug in there. I have to check that out. It looked clear, and then I'm like moved to a certain angle, and there's like a dead. I've had that before. Like there'll be like a dead gnat in there or something like that. Anyway, that's if it's working. Same thing, around $25, something like that. Zycor. So another third-party lens, 80–205 f4.5. Another Canon FD mount, $20–25 in there as well. Hopefully we find some stuff that's like actually name brand, like not third-party stuff. With a lot of these auctions, you can't really tell what's all in there, so sometimes you're gambling. But if you just do $10 a lens, you could still make profit off of this. This is a Bushnell. If you might know Bushnell for making quality binoculars, and it also makes scopes for rifles and stuff like that. But let's see here. Pretty good. I like this one because you see here the zoom is contained inside the barrel, and it does have a tripod collar on here. We've got a 90–230 f4.5. This one is actually pretty good for like doing pictures of the moon and stuff like that on a tripod. So it's very heavy duty. Nice lens there. That's around $30. I didn't say the amount on this, did I? I have my glasses. Oh, this is a, see that little notch there, and then the notch in the middle. So this is a Konica lens, not Konica Minolta. This is AR mount. So yeah, this one, I actually have some adapters still for this one. So I'll probably adapt this and sell it. But very solid lens, and then quality glass with the Bushnell there. What else we got here? We got this one, looks kind of funky. Clean it off a little bit with some of my hot breath and open it up here. It looks clear. I have to look a little bit closer on that one. But it's, yeah, see how that is. I could tighten some of these screws up on see if it stays in place, but maybe not on that one. And this pin is bent down, so I'll have to fix that. So I don't know on this one. This one might be junk, but as it stands, it is Takino. A lot of people like Takino, and it's a 28 to 85, I think this is, yeah, and 30 f3.5 to f4.5. So if I bring it back to life, still only around $30. But yeah, I'm gonna call this one toast. The focus, or well, I don't know. I'll just have to mess around with that one. So we'll see there. We've got a prime lens coming up next. I see that right there. It's a 200 millimeter f3.5 by Vivitar. Nice lens. Unfortunately, you see there, this doesn't make that much difference, but the built-in lens hood does have a little dent to it. So we've got this is a Nikon mount we've got right here. So we'll see. Aperture working and it's clear. Yeah, another one. I think I have a ton of the Nikon adapters, so I'll probably just adapt this. But a nice portrait lens from back in the day. I'll tell you, man, the bugs are already out. Getting bit up here. Actually, had a tick on me the other day. It's like pretty early for that, but I caught it climbing up my leg. This is nothing. A bunch of caps. And there's a cap for that Bushnell and that Konica lens. So I'll just put those aside and we can pair those up. A lot of times, sometimes I don't include especially if I'm doing an adapter, the back cap, I won't include it. And I'll do a big lot of just caps. And sometimes those go for some good money because a lot of people, I don't mess around with it because a lot of people will like to sell them for like $5 plus shipping or something like that. If it's like that brand name Konica, they'll try to do that. And it's one of those things that kind of sits around for a while, and it's such low profit, it doesn't seem worth my time, but everybody has their own different method of selling on eBay, so whatever works for you. So they'll buy a big lot of caps. I'll start at 1 cent and free shipping, and a lot of times they'll probably be around 30-40 caps, and they'll end up selling for just under $1 a piece, and then I have to pay for the shipping, which is not too bad because it's just plastic, you know. All right, last one on this one. We might open another box. We got an E-Lucky. So this is a CS mount, I think. So yeah, and I've got a couple other one of these. I might just put these in a lot. It's not really worth a bunch. I've never heard of E-Lucky. If you know any information about that, you can leave it below. I can just research it. That's another cool thing about these lots. You can go ahead and research them if you don't know them. Most of the stuff I do know. Here's another one. This is a Vivitar, and that one looks like it's got haze in it and stuff. So this one might be. It's got a little oil on the aperture, but the aperture's working. Let me see if I'll have to mess with it a little bit. But yeah, I think this one has haze, but I'll clean it up a little bit better with some lens cleaner and all that, and make sure if there's haze in there. Oh, we've got a Tamron autofocus lens here. We've got a Pentax mount here, so I can try this out on my Pentax KF and see if it works. But as it stands here, this is a 70 to 210, or no, 80 to 210 autofocus. It's worth right around $35 for that one. And you see all these. You see what I'm naming the prices off on here. So I've been doing this for a while, so I know the prices right off the bat without having to look them up. Bell & Howell, they made some FD mounts back in the day. They actually have a Bell & Howell camera that as well. But this one, I'm thinking this is 28. It's a prime lens, 28 f/.8. I gotta make sure the aperture works. It is clear. This one would be around $35 for that one. Not a bad lens right there. What we got here, we've got Vivitar preset lens. So it's got the locking, so you can set your aperture here, and then you move. See that? You move that. So whatever you set up here is a limiter basically, and so it limits it. So I got it set at f8 right now, so it limits it to f8. And if you notice, you can see in there. Let me close it down. But there's almost every time there's oil on the aperture blades, and it still works. But these are very popular with lots of photographers because they have so many aperture blades, so you'll get some nice bokeh balls in there. This is a 135 f3.5. The other thing that's cool about these is they're so tiny. Being a 135, that's fairly tiny of a lens. It's very solid construction. I love that construction there. And it looks like we've got M42 mount. A lot of times there'll be what's it called, T2, so it's another type of screw mount, and then we'll have like an M42 adapter on it. So that's kind of what this was. That's what this big thing is, this little adapter on that. That's the first box. Let's do one more. I'm not going to do the last one. I'll do the smaller box, unless it's like horribly packed up in here. Hopefully it's easy like that last one. But thanks for watching. If you like these, go ahead and subscribe, and I've got plenty of other these videos like this, so check out my archive. Like I said, I do one of these like every 6 weeks or so. I get lots like this in all the time, so it's just when I feel like making a video, I do one. Alright, let me try not to knock stuff over here. It looks like it's wrapped up the same way. We should be good to go here. They're wrapped up in tubes. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below, and I'll try to get to them. If you like Pentax cameras, I've got a ton of videos there if you hadn't seen my channel before. Alright, we got an M42, or not, MD mount right here. Is with a little notch. Like I said, there's going to be a little notch there in the corner. And what we've got here is it's actually a Minolta branded lens. Unfortunately, the Minolta branded lens, like this one, this is a 200 f4. The Celtic ones don't sell for too much, so I'm not really going to get like a benefit of this over like a maybe a $2 or $3 benefit over a third-party lens. But this one's in really good shape, so $30, $35. 35 is like pushing it at most on that one, so closer to 30 on that one. But a nice lens all the same. So if you're wanting to buy some cheap lenses to adapt, I would recommend a Minolta mount, because you can find some really good glass there. They tend to be the cheapest of the lenses. The Pentax mount here has a Asahi cap, so that's kind of cool. Aperture working, clear. What we've got here is a Chiron 35 to 135 f3.5 to f4.5 macro f4 lens. The macro does not mean it's a macro, it just, they have this bonus little macro feature. So once you're up at a certain thing, you could switch it into macro. Hear that click into that? So it goes from 1.6 ratio to 1.4. A true macro would be 1.1. So it just allows you to get a little bit closer than you would just in the regular mode. But it's a nice feature to have if you need that. Nice lens. $35 in there. So, is that? Gosh, bees are driving me crazy. All right. Here we go on this one. I'm still looking at the best lot. I think one of the best lots I had. I did an unboxing on it, and it had four 50 millimeter 1.5 or 1.4 prime lenses in. I was like ecstatic on that. I made some really good money off that one. But this is a horrible brand, and it's broken. No, these are, yeah, it's these are always broken. Hanimex, stay away from this brand. It's horrible. Half the time this focus ring is broken. I'll have to mess around with that. I don't like selling people stuff that's broken, so I do an extra special look at these before I sell them. But it's catching a little bit in here, so I'll manhandle it a little bit beforehand just to make sure it's going to work before I do sell it. But that's a cheaper lens, like $25. And it is a prime lens. That was a 135 millimeter f2.8. This one is an Albanar 80 to 200 f3.9 throughout, which is really nice. Aperture working, Pentax K-mount, and fairly clear there. Yeah, it's clear, but it looks like there's some coating loss. I'm not sure if that's, I have to take a closer look. That's on the outside or up in the inner thing. So that's, yeah, like a $25 lens there. And like I said, a lot of these I will adapt. It looks like we got, I see a Bushnell cap in here. That's what we got here. Prime. These are good. I like selling these. Hopefully it's not MD mount. No, this is Nikon mount, so this is even better. So you've got a 28 millimeter. Instead of being like a f2.8, which everything is, it's f2.5. So you get just a touch more wide open aperture, a little bit more light in there. A lot of people like these, and plus they're really good constructed. So this was a lens I like. I'll probably try to sell this for $40 and see if it sits. And put that side. It typically has a metal cap like this, Vivitar cap, of course. But yeah, and there's the Celtic for that. There it is. For that Minolta lens. Let's see what else we got here. We got a Rokinon. So this one's good because it's Rokinon. Rokinon makes lenses nowadays, so a lot of people are looking for Rokinon, so this might come across in their search. And it's clear, and this is a FD, Canon FD mount, so that's a good lens. I'm looking probably around $32 on this. Nah, it's like 30, 25. I didn't see, it's f4.5, 80 to 200, so I like to look at other people's lenses or listings and kind of play off what stuff is sold for. And also I try to make my listings a little bit more appealing than some people. I try to take the best listing pictures I can, and also I try to make all the words in the title searchable, and try to put in some of those specifics in the listing or whatever. And if you are interested in these will be listed probably within a few days. Some of them will be adapted, but yeah, or if you see anything, you can just message me. I'll put an email in the description below as well. You can check that out. But I have the sale that I'm doing. I think I'm just going to keep this forever. So if you order two lenses, one lens is like $9 to ship, because I charge for shipping, of course. Somebody has to pay for it, right? And then anything more than that. So if you buy 2 lenses, it's still $8.99. If you buy 3 lenses, it's still $8.99. So you could buy 20 lenses and it's still $8.99. So that's the kind of deal I got going on right now currently, and it seems to be doing fairly well for me. You know, the department store Montgomery Ward, if you knew them back in the day, if you're old enough to remember them, it's got, they made some lenses. So just like Sears makes lenses, JCPenney, you'll find some of those. This one is an M42 screw mount there. And does it have a little... Okay, so some of these M42 mounts will have a little side thing where you could switch between auto and manual. This one's just auto, so it's got the little pin there, and it has to be pushed in for the aperture to do it. And 28 f2.8, not a bad lens. I'll probably adapt it, I don't know. Looking at adapters, the cheapest one you could get are the M42 mounts to whatever camera, the Sony, the Fuji, or whatever other mirrorless you have. Those are the cheapest adapters, so it allows me to pass the savings down to somebody else when I get some of those. Like I said, here's a switch here, so you got it on auto. Did I say that backwards? Well, this one's just toast. The aperture's not working at all unless I have it wide open, which I do. Yeah, it's working. So manual and then auto. So you see there, manual, it goes that. If you have it in auto, you have to press that. Overall, fairly good. This is another bush now. This is a nice lens. Let me see if it's clear. Yeah, I might take this out and play around with it. Got the cap for it. That's nice. $40 on this one, I would say. But I think I'm gonna probably take this around the block and have fun with it, and maybe include a sample image in my listing. So stay tuned for that if that interests you. The ring on there is pretty solid. It's not metal, but it's nice grip to it. Let's see. A Tacumar. What's up? A to 205 f4.5. I might do the same with this one. That lever in there is kind of, aperture lever is kind of iffy. I have to mess around with it a little bit, just make sure everything is good on there. Since this is Pentax Tacumar K mount, $35 is around what I think I'd get off that one, because there's a lot of collectors of Tacumar stuff in general. So we're almost to the end here, so thanks for tuning in, and like I said, make sure to subscribe if you hadn't. And I mean, that was 2 boxes, and I've got those lenses and these lenses over there, so that's a lot of lenses for me to list, and I've got a whole nother box. So like I said, thanks for watching. Go subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Here are some other unboxing videos that you may like. Thanks for watching.